What are we doing today?
Walking you through the basics of fixing machinery that cuts up to you all crusty and rusted with paint all over it, and you have to make a welding repair, such as today with this pickup machine. It's an almond pickup machine, and instead of doing a major structural weld on this thing, we're simply just doing a hinge repair. Catch the beauty of that hinge repair, masterfully done. So let me walk you through the basics of making a repair on a machine such as this or a hinge. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps of how to clean, prep, and then weld a repair such as this one. Go ahead first and give that thumbs up button down below a click, and it'll help this channel and this video, and I really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. As you can see, the first thing I did is I wire wheeled it with a wire brush on an angle cutter or a grinder. So you just screw on the brush attachment onto an angle grinder, and then you clean all of the paint off, all of the rust off that you can reach, because this is just gunky and terrible. Now you're not gonna get in the cracks very well, so then step 2, you're gonna do this. Good old acetone. This isn't the first time you've seen this cleaner used in the video to prep welds to weld it. Acetone cuts through the oil that's on metal, whether it's new or old, very well. Really get in the seam of this hinge. I'm gonna be just loading it up with acetone, then pressing it in there so it can try to get in that crack that is in the hinge. All right, that should be sufficient. Third, you're gonna get some cloth sandpaper. There's a name for this, I forgot the name. In this application, I'm gonna be using it to clean in between the hinge cracks on the weld. So as you've probably seen, due to Elena's great zoom-ins, there is an old weld left on this side, an old weld left on this side, and that's where it's split in between. I'm not gonna remove the old weld. That's gonna leave too much of a gap, there's no need. It will be reused, but I want to clean in between there a bit to try to prevent any contamination from happening in the weld. As for the weld I'm going to be doing, it's going to be a vertical downhill weld. Want to do it hot to burn through the oil that's left, the paint that's left. Even though I prepped it pretty well, there's still going to be some contamination in the metal. It's porous, it's been sitting outside for a long time, it's dirty metal. So I'm going to make it hot, but I want to go fast enough. That's why a vertical downhill is a good choice to do, because it's not a super essential weld to be strong. It's just a door hinge, and you don't want to overheat the metal because the metal is not very thick, it's thin. So do it hot, do vertical downhill so it gets good penetration and it's strong, yet you're moving quickly so it doesn't overheat the area and have a weak zone in the heat zone. As far as torch position, I like to do vertical down a little bit above the weld. So I might stand on something down here just to get myself up a little higher. We will see if there's a good foothold. But one thing I wanted to say is that it's important when you're welding a vertical downhill that you don't start doing that as you're going down. So basically the torch is gonna start falling and your angle keeps getting steeper and steeper. What you want to do as a welder is find a gun angle and a position and then keep it there and move the whole thing down straight. So see the difference. Here's the correct way, here's the wrong way. Or the other way, which you could do that. Sometimes I do end up doing this one a little bit at times. It doesn't seem to throw off the weld that well if you can manipulate the bead and handle it, but it's still best to keep your torch angle the same all the way down and move your whole arm up and down instead of just moving the nozzle of the torch up and down when you're doing a vertical downhill weld.
You're good. We're going. You've got dirt all over your face.
Well, that's fine. Are we rolling?
Yeah.